Huh? Oh, okay, just a coincidence. Okay, okay. Complete coincidence. Nothing to be alarmed about. Is everything okay? It is. Do I have space? Hmm. Kind of. I kind of have space for that. Sure, why not? No. Chat open. Here we go again. Alright. You know, it's too bad that every time I click out of Girls Frontline, sound stops. I don't know if there's a setting for it. I should also make a point to not show personal information. And perhaps, well, personal information isn't too big a deal. Someone could just search me up. But, oh well. Well, that's enough of that. Hello, hello. It's a new day and more Girls Frontline, more campaign. Because I still can't grind. I did finish up quite a few odds and ends. The branching branching missions. I learned a little bit about some of the other dolls in roster. And I have a little bit more of an understanding of who works well with who. Anyway, Chapter 2-1. Guess. What's hidden in the box? A doll or mission objectives? Achieve victory, lose no more than 2 units, win within 5 turns. Okay. I'm going to have to... wait a second. I forgot to do one thing. I also forgot that I don't need to hit my Windows key to open up. I don't need to hit my Windows key to open up the start menu to exit the game or to click out of the game. Anyway. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to keep that open. I just was messing with the captions. So hopefully... Okay, good. Twitch is receiving the captions now. Alright, check these enemy units. Wolf Spider is new. Rush Bats I have faced in another mission, and the Thorn I also faced previously. Most of so I did not know that. Oh no. It's not an AoE attack, it's the 3x3 range is the area it threatens, which is different from a range of 1, which is what Krolik has. Ultrasonic Disturbance, this is a ranged 5-tile attack, 120% of damage from the Rush Bat. The limbs allow it to run at great speeds, pursue targets with precision, perfect precision in darkness. No, I should just read the whole entry. I don't believe I've read this one before. The accumulated collapse crystals upon its wings have robbed it of the ability to fly, and its powerful limbs allow it to run at great speeds. With a robust echolocation system, it can pursue targets with perfect precision in darkness. And it's also a frontal assault behavior. Wolf Spider Type 2 pack predators, always following behind their larger kin. Their cave-dwelling tendencies cause them to appear at almost any location within the contaminated zones, cementing them as the stuff of nightmares for bounty hunters. We have a Webbind attack. Select one target within 2 tiles, dealing physical damage to 100% attack. There is no debuff though, which is not what the suggests. Also a frontal assault's behavior. Alright, enough enough reading about the mission, let's just do it. Okay.
通信設備及び電動設備の修理完了。全車両震度 72%。これより W2069-0105 浄化エリアへ突入。
Comms and drivetrain fully repaired. MBV running at 72% capacity. Purification zone W20690105 is just ahead. We'll be heading in soon.
0105このまま全速前進。修理を終えたらメイリンを指令室に呼んで。
0105, full speed ahead. Once the repairs are complete, have Mei Ling come to the ops room.
指揮官、この箱がどうしたっての？
Commander, is something wrong with the box? The box that has lost its outer shell is now by my feet. Hello, Alice. I hope the morning is treating you well. Oh, is it? Just got you coffee? Okay, good. I finished mine a little earlier, my second coffee. Now I just get to have hot water and maybe I'll have suppies later. Krolik looks around and approaches me with Rolik looks around and approaches me when her eyes fall on the box by my feet.
発信機が搭載されている可能性がある。
Box may be equipped with a signal transmitter.
確かに怪しいわね。誰の仕業よ。
That does seem really suspicious. Why does it look like that?
最初から仕込まれていたに違いない。
This is the contents of our mission objective. 12:46. Oh, and a little late in getting your coffee. Hopefully not so late that it messes up with your sleep. Oh, so you did miss out most of the last stream, huh? I'll have to get on top of posting the VOD to YouTube then. Well, I suppose if you want to catch up that way.
白昼の中、隠された形。
An entity, hidden in daylight.
メンタル回路が腐ってるのはあんたの方でしょ。
Your neural circuits are shorted. Wow, just calling each other unobservant, dumb? Not thinking straight?
崩壊と普及の結びつき。解体もしくは消滅。
Destruction and immortality conjoin, disintegrate or perish. Destruction and immortality disintegrate. So Nemesis is saying because Krolik got destroyed in the first chapter, her thought process might be messed up because she had to be uploaded into a new body and resuscitated, basically.
はあ？やれるもんならやってみなさいよ。今度こそギッタギタの細切れにしてやるわよ。
Say what? Why don't you try it? I'll slash you into pieces, you hear me?
位置情報を発信してるわけじゃなさそうよ。これを見て。
Maybe it's not for the purpose of geolocation. Look at this. At the main terminal, Rosa projects the signal monitoring interface onto the large screen in the ops room.
これはジャミング？
Signal interference?
独特な形だけど、周期的な電波妨害が行われているのは明らかね。発信装置はそう遠くないはずよ。
Signal interference is clear, unique, and periodic. The transmitter must be very close by.
そういえばポルドニッツァが通信の雑音がひどいとぼやいていたわね。
Politnitsa did mention there was static over the comms.
信号が弱かっただけじゃなくて？
Couldn't it just be bad reception?
そうかもしれない。けどポルドニッツァはひどい雑音だと言っていた。ならこれは通常のノイズや揺れとは根本的に違うものだと思うわ。
That's a possibility, but if Politnitsa thought it was not normal, then it must have sounded quite different from noises caused by regular signal fluctuations.
この独特なノイズが発生し始めたのは箱の外殻が損傷してからよ。
This peculiar kind of static started occurring only after the exterior casing of the box was cracked.
バリアグはこれを頼りに追ってきてたってこと？
So this is how the Varjägers have been tracking us?
可能性はあるわね。 でもバリャーグにそんな技術が。
This is certainly the most plausible hypothesis, but do the Varjägers have such capabilities?
発信機を探すだけなら簡単だけど、特定の周波数を監視しながら移動し続けるターゲットを探し出すなんてゲート、バリャーグにできるものなの？
Just tracking a transmitter is pretty straightforward, but how could the Varjägers have the manpower and equipment needed to monitor discriminative bands and locate a moving target?
でも現に彼らは私たちの位置を正確に把握できてる。
Everything so far is pointing towards the fact that they have been able to pinpoint our location with great accuracy.
こんな箱のためにそこまでする？
They're going to all that trouble just for this box?
いいえ、奴らが狙ってるのは箱の中身よ。
No, for what's inside this box.
で、この箱には一体何が入ってるのよ？
So what is inside this box?
女の子みたいね。
It's a girl?
コーラップスストームを2分間以上も耐え抜いた女の子よ。まあ、新しいタイプの戦術人形である可能性も否めないけど、あの時はあまりにも突然で、誰もちゃんと確認できていなかった。
A girl who survived being exposed to a collapse storm for over 2 minutes. Or it could be a new T-doll model. After all, none of us could get a proper look back then.
黎明の降臨、攻防、木々に降りしきる。
Dawn breaks, light embellishes the trees.
もしかしたら誰かにけしかけられてるのかもってネメシスが。
Maybe they are forced to pursue us. That's what Nemesis said.
てか、信号を遮断しちゃえば済むことなんじゃないの？この指令室の機密レベルなら外部への伝達くらい遮断できるはずでしょ？
But can't we block the signal to avoid being tracked? Is the encryption level of this ops room not enough to isolate external signal transmissions?
そうするほかないわね。指令室の信号遮断機能をオンにして。
Okay, Krolyk's the voice of reason here. Why we didn't do it earlier? That's all we can do for now. Attempt to activate the ops room's signal block.
遮断失敗。周波数帯の分離ができず、信号が遮断壁をすり抜けているわ。
Block failed. The signal cannot be isolated. The waveband passes through the active isolation material. Interesting.
となると、あとはメイリンに頼むしかないわね。
And we'll have Mei Ling take a look at this once she's done repairing the NB. Okay, good. I thought the story would automatically advance. There was the alert sound there. Are you going to be using the... Oh hey, you had to upload your head into a new body as an excuse next time you act out, Alice?
息袋が接近中。脅威レベル2。
I mean, it's a pretty good excuse getting used to a new body and all that. It's disorienting. There's been an increase in pursuing Elids since the box broke. It's possible the Elids sensed the interference signal. They can do that? The Elids haven't been around long, so we're not sure what abilities they possess individually. Alright, let's take them down first. I've been leveling up some of my other units, as you can see. Barricade, Dinobox. Okay, let's...
試してみる?
Yeah, I did a little bit of rolling at the... I think at the end of the last stream. Oop.
了解よ。オーラス。
Let's see. Apisha was a free recruitment from, I think it was just an event. As soon as I cleared the first chapter, she was available for a pickup. Everyone else, I believe, I rolled for. Oh, no, that's not true. Cheetah came in through the mail from, I believe, a social media campaign. I think it was just having a certain amount of followers for the official Girls Frontline page. It may have been follows and shares, actually. So she came in through the mail. Mosin Nagant and... let's see, Mosin Nagant, Senia, and Nagant came in... oh, no, also Sharkri. These four came in roles at the end of the last stream. There was a beginner banner, so I figured I would try to start off stronger and at least give myself options. They do not collaborate, they work together well, or they give me more options for teams featuring, say, Krolik or Nemesis. But that's something that we can see later. Maybe. Yes, in the original Girls Frontline, they did all have gun names. Though it looks like some of their names do reference the guns here as well. Sometimes. I don't know what the difference is. It might have to do with the manufacture date, because some of the information in the loading screens and in the archives mention that regulations were tightened after a certain point. Yeah. Lots and lots of speculation. Not enough rushing. Okay, so the wolf spider is entirely new, and I didn't need to read its upfront mission entry. Frontal assault, an expert at weaving nets, drawing each and every prey it encounters into its web. And it's funny because Nemesis's weapon is the retired 50 cal Nemesis. So sometimes it matches up, and sometimes it doesn't. Nope, that's not where I want you. right here. And she can buff first turn. Click, come up. But she can move very far up. Rushing Revolution. Ooh, that is not what I want to see. So you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Frolic can afford to take a hit. And have her move forward, or I can have her move back. I'll have her move forward. And I need to learn to use the key. Oh, she shouldn't have moved that far. I forgot about her passive. As long as she's within 5 tiles, she can debuff enemies. Perfect location would have been right about here. She would have gotten both the Thorn and the Wolf Spider. Oh well. Kroluk has no counterattack, but that's okay. I'll go and set up. She can finish off this wolf spider. Nemesis can move up. Oh, let's use one of her skills. There we go. Light and Star. Okay, there we go. Rushback killed by Kroluk. Clearly, Kroluk hasn't played Dark Souls. And Nemesis can finish off. Final enemy. Alright. All objectives cleared. Yeah. The timing of parries is hard to get a grasp of, especially. What was it? In Dark Souls 2, I think, especially, I heard complaints about the parry timings being a little weird because you could adjust them, and that would mess you up. Had a wider window with one character and a small window for a different one. That, and I think FromSoft tightened up the parry windows as they made more and more games, just to account for the higher skill ceiling as people got used to playing previous titles. And I'm glad that the models still look good, because I've changed a few things with the stream. The resolution is actually a lot lower, and I'm actually upscaling game. Couldn't they have picked a better time and place? They keep popping up in packs. It's so annoying.
悲鳴を発する壊れた歯車優しき夢から遠ざかる
Broken gears, emitting a lamentable cry. Far from gentle sleep. Far from gentle sleep.
そうね。だったら何が原因だっていうのよ。順風満帆のネメシスさん。
Oh yeah? Then what could be the reason, pray tell, oh smoothly running Nemesis?
流暴暗淡と化聖望
Exile. Dim stars.
ネメシスあんたね。指揮官、付近異常発生だそうよ。
Nemesis, you... Commander, something may be wrong with the surrounding area.
周囲の情報が少なすぎる
We are lacking in... We are lacking in reliable environmental data at the moment.
車上から肉眼で見るしかないわ。
Will we have to climb up to the roof and check things out with our own eyes?
肉眼じゃ得られる情報に限りがあるわ
Visual observation will yield very limited information.
そうね。
That's true.
もしメイリンが一台でもドローンを残してくれていたら、こうはならなかったんだけど。
We wouldn't be so helpless now if only Mei Ling had saved us the last drone.
中距離通信は可能よ付近の賞金ハンターに情報のシェアを要請してみる
We're currently capable of mid-range communications. Should we ask for information from the nearby bounty hunters?
ブリーフの情報すら疑わしいのに、その辺の賞金ハンターなんて当てにならない。信用できないわ。
At this point, even the information from Brief is unreliable, and these bounty hunters are all of dubious origins. Any intel they provide us cannot be trusted at all.
まもなく W2069-0105 上海エリアへと突入頂上列車進駐軍が通行コードを確認外側の頂上列車より10キロの距離を保つよう要求しているわ
We are about to enter Purification Zone W20690105. The Great Wall Railway Garrison has confirmed receipt of our transponder ID and requested that we maintain at least a 10-kilometer distance from the external Great Wall Railway.
グローザ、位置の確認を頼む。
Rosa? From our position.
現在の距離は 10.23 キロ
Our current distance from the railway is 10.23 kilometers. So they don't want us getting any closer, basically.
距離を保ったまま前進。
Maintain this distance and stay the course.
っていうか
Say...
確かな情報が欲しいんだったらその進駐軍とやらに聞けばいいんじゃないの なんだっけ？調教列車？
If we want to verify our intel, can't we just ask the garrison or whatever? What's it called again? The Great Fence Train?
頂上列車よ、キャロリック。
Great Wall Railway, Krolik.
変な名前。どう見たってでかいだけの汽車じゃない。
What a stupid name. It's just a slightly bigger than usual train.
でかいだけの汽車？
A slightly bigger than usual train?
キャロリック、あれはコーラップス放射性物質の汚染拡大を防ぐために浄化作業を行う起動設備よ。浄化プロジェクトはロレン創立当時から推進し続けている重要な政策なの。
Krolik? That's the mobile facility for isolating the spread of collapse contamination and implementing the purification project, which is the single most important policy the RNC has undertaken since its establishment.
ロレンが感染エリアを浄化するに伴い、私たち賞金ハンターの仕事は減っている。だけど、そのおかげで大勢の人たちが良い暮らしにありつけるんだから、喜ばしいことじゃない。
URNC's endeavors to purify contamination zones may be threatening our livelihood as bounty hunters, but if it means more civilians can live under better conditions, it's not a bad thing at all.
へえ。だったらなおさらその軍に頼ればいいじゃない。
Uh-huh. So what's wrong with getting in touch with the garrison?
まあそうなんだけど、果たしてそううまくいくかどうか。それに。
It's not a bad idea, but I'm not so sure about putting it into action. Not to mention...
それに？
Not to mention...
あの旧式の軍用人形、見てるだけで気分が悪くなってくる。
Just the sight of those old military dolls is enough to make me squirm. Huh, that's kind of funny. I thought we were supposed to have a pretty okay relationship with military dolls. Though maybe it's military dolls that weren't part of our roster that are being referenced right here.
何よそれ。前に袋叩きにでもあったの？
Or are we ashamed for having left them behind? Why? They've whipped your ass before?
はあ？何なのよその目は。
What? What are you staring at me for? Yeah, that's true. Those Nagons are pretty old. But I'm sure that the dolls that were manufactured based off of them, or the dolls that were manufactured to wield them, may have been created much more recently. Though to be fair, I don't know why they would have dug up the Mosinagants instead of having more modern production weapons imprinted on the dolls. Then again, that might just be an aesthetic design choice rather than trying to create brand new weapons. Or no, because instead of trying to create brand new weapons that we would have developed in, say, 2050 or 2060 when games take place, they just went back into history. If you're talking about, I think it's Kantai Collection or Azure Lane, then I have no idea. Though to be fair, maybe I should try them at some point. Pretty girls. I am not immune to pretty girls. I believe Kantai Collection is Japanese only. I don't believe there's an international version. Azure Lane is the one that I usually hear about in English-speaking. Good morning, Kai! We're just getting around to the end of the first part of the second chapter. In fact, I should probably finish up, because technically I should be rushing. Pale orange sunlight shines upon the Great Wall Railway. Not far away, the Elmo was driving at high speed while maintaining a careful distance from the train. We've won one mission so far, plus the handful of missions that... plus the handful of missions I did off-stream. Oh, Alice. Alice, you are... you are too powerful. I don't know about that, Kai. You're just too kind, too good, too pure for this world. Very attractive personality. Let's see. Story section 2-1. Intersection. A carefully planned accident has caused us to stumble. That's not good.
車体観測レーダーの権限をロック。警戒システム起動。車両セルフメンテナンス開始。予定完了時間1033。
The vehicle monitor authorizations have been disabled. Security system is now on. Comprehensive self-diagnostic in process. Estimated completion at 10:33. No fridge for you, and no going bad out of the fridge. We're not a corpse. Please live on, Kai. I'm looking forward to checking your stream later. Elmo begins a self-diagnostic, and the lights go off temporarily in the vehicle. As the interior darkens, the sky outside the windows becomes brighter in contrast. One can now see the thick, shifting cloud layers.
雪が降りそうね。
It's going to snow.
雪？何それ？
Snow? What's that?
ええ、ホワイトエリアの都市では定期的に人工雨が降るのよ。雪ってのは汚染エリアの雨のことよ。このエリアに降るなんて珍しいわね。特に今の季節は。
Oh. Cities in white zones have periodic, artificially controlled rainfall. Snow is basically rain in contamination zones. It's very rare, especially in this region and season.
へえ、コーラップスストームが来るのかと思った。なんだ、ただの雨か。
Huh. And here I thought it was another collapse storm. Huh. It's just rain.
ただの雨？汚染エリアの雪に関してはいろいろと面白い噂があるのよ。
Just rain? There are quite a few interesting rumors about snow and contamination zones, you know?
汚染エリアの雪はコーラプス放射線を増幅させ、エリア内のコーラプス濃度を上昇させるでしょ。
Rumors such as snow in contamination zones intensifies the release of collapse radiation and increases the concentration of collapse particles.
空高く昇る無行の海。
Visible flames rising high into the sky.
はあ、たかが雪でしょ。そんなわけ。
It's just a bit of snow. Surely it can't be that serious.
メイリーより報告。中枢エリアに異常発生。支援を要請中。
Ailing is reporting an emergency from the central hub and requesting support.
今
Now?
指揮官をご指名よ。
She specifically demands the commander's presence. Yeah, it is all fun and games until you slip and fall. Winter is not the kindest season, especially when you have to drive. I do have to wonder if the snow is, if the snow is actually some other substance and not just precipitation. Though even if it is just precipitation, it's probably carrying any water soluble contaminants or particles with it.
グローザー行こう。キャロリック、ネメシス、指令室の留守をお願い。何かあれば全社アナウンスを。
Gunpowder rain sounds very dangerous. And Kai actually brings up a good point with haunted snow. I think I've heard at one point a story where snow was actually ash from a crematorium. So not the kind of snowflake that you want to catch in your mouth. I don't remember what story that was though, so don't quote me on it. Rosa, let's go have a look. Brolic, Nemesis, stay here in the ops room. Speak through the intercom if something's wrong.
Okay.
Clearly we only have one brain cell and we're just passing it all around. Oh, Commander. Commander, so I
メイリー、落ち着いて。
Calm down, Mei-Ling. It's all right.
大丈夫。
Leader.
指揮官、ごめんなさい。機動基地の修理に必要なパーツが足りてませんでした。なんで、どうしてリストにはちゃんと書いたはずなのに。でもどこを探してもないでしょ。パーツがないと修理できません。
I'm so sorry, Commander. We're missing a kind of part to repair the MBV. I clearly remembered including them in the procurement list I sent out, but they're not in the supply crates, so now the repairs can't be completed. We need more parts. We're missing parts on the shopping list, and it was very important that we got all of them. We went to go buy them. We picked them up. We went through a lot of trouble to pick them up. Several fights. And now we are very far away from our merchant friend, Oludnitsa, who could get us these parts, but it would have to be a delivery, And no, we did pick up the tendies. We picked up the tendies, we forgot the gas. We forgot the gas canisters and the jerry cans. We forgot the spark plugs for the engine. Things are not looking good. And yes, we actually did pick up rice wine for Mei Ling. So, yes, tendies. Tendies were had, but critical parts were not.
物資コンテナになかったの？リストに書き忘れたわけじゃなくて？
They're not in the supply crates? Was there a mistake in the inventory? No, that's not possible.
それも大事なパーツなんです。私ちゃんと書いたのに。
They are all really important parts. I definitely put them in the list.
なるほど。でもパーツが欠けてるのは確かね。仕方ない。罰としてメイリンのコレクションを。
But didn't Krolik not do complete inventory? Come on, Commander. I see, but regardless of that, the parts are clearly missing. Let me think. As punishment, how many bottles are in Mei Ling's collection right now? I think it's 10. Because we cleared it out at the very start, and then we picked up 10 bottles from Polodnitsa, unless Mei Ling has had some since then.
前回の補充からもう半分しか残ってないです。指揮官お願いします。どうかコレクションだけは。
After the last refill, I only have half a small cabinet left. Could you take something else instead, Commander?
なら今月のボーナス？
Yeah, a very rough one this. He's having a very rough day. Something else, huh? What about your bonus for this month?
ボーナスはその
If it's the bonus, I...
ボーナスでいいです。ボーナスから差し引いてください。
Fine. Deduct it from my bonus, Commander.
あなたのボーナスを差し引くだけで帳簿が黒字になるなら苦労しないんだけど。
If deducting the sum from your bonus was enough to make up for the seemingly endless expenses of repairing the MBV, then we wouldn't be having it so rough. Huh? Yeah, Commander is ex-military. It scans.
ポルドニッツァに連絡よ。リストに書いたというのなら、大方彼女の問題でしょう。
Contact Polodnitsa. Since you're certain the parts were ordered, then the problem probably occurred on her end.
本当ですか？ボーナスは
Really? So you won't have to take my bonus?
そうね。エルモ号の修理を終えたら残業して ECCM 装置を新しく作ってくれない？今の妨害対策じゃあの箱から発信されてる信号を遮断できないの。
How about this? Once the repairs on the Elmo are completed, you work a little overtime to create a signal jammer. Just the isolation material alone isn't enough to completely seal off the signal emitting from that box. That's clever, Commander. She got Mei Ling to panic, and now the alternative of doing a little bit of overtime doesn't seem so bad.
了解です。でも ECCM 装置を作るにはパーツがやっぱり補充しないと。
Oh, work overtime? No problem at all, but if I'm to make a jammer, I'll need to order more parts on top of the missing ones. Seeing that Mei Ling is still racked with guilt and reading the procurement list in her hands, Rosa walks up to her and takes the paper out of her hands. She smooths it out and returns it to Mei Ling.
メイリン、あなたを責めているわけじゃないから安心して。
Mei Ling, Commander isn't blaming you. Don't worry.
はい、私ポルドニッツァさんに連絡してきます。
Right. I'm contacting Polonitsa now.
おや、指揮官じゃないか。またおいでなすったとは、お前さんも相当だね。
Wow, Commander again? Life must be pretty hard for you to keep giving me business.
この前注文したパーツに不足があったのよ。
We're missing some parts from our last order.
不足だって？まさか信頼と安全を売りにする闇ブローカーが間違えるはずないだろ？
Missing? That's impossible. The service of your professional and reliable underground broker is impeccable.
でも物資コンテナには確かに。
But the parts definitely aren't in the supply crates that came back.
どのパーツだい？
What parts?
ナンバー K812 の10型車両汎用4級トルクロットです。それが3つも。
It's the Universal Tier 4 torque rod for heavy-duty vehicles, number K812. We're missing 3 of them. On the other end of the line, Polonitsa seems to be scrolling through her records.
K812？ おやまあ、やっと気づいたのかい。
K812? My, you finally found out, Commander. Yeah, no worries, Kai. Feel free to come in and out as you please. I know that you have streamed later. I was actually planning on dropping in straight from here, but we'll see how that goes.
あの時は運悪くパーツを切らしていてね。代わりにちょっとばかし面倒なプレゼントを入れておいたんだ。いつになったら気づくのかとやきもきしてたところさ。
This particular part was out of stock back then, so I sent you a little gift that could be a bit tricky as a substitute. I was just wondering how come you still hadn't noticed.
何を入れた？
What did you give me?
心配しなさんな。お前さんのアキレス腱にはなりえんとも。
Don't worry, it certainly won't become your Achilles heel.
まだ不死身には程遠いわ。
I'm hardly invulnerable like Achilles.
ほう。足りないパーツはおいおい届くさ。うん。お詫びと言ってはなんだが、特別にタダで情報をやろうじゃないか。お前さんも興味が湧くはずさ。
The missing parts will be delivered to you soon. As compensation for the little gift, I'll provide a follow-up tip-off regarding the free intel I gave you earlier. I do believe you'll be very interested.
指揮官、近頃お前さんたちを追いかけ回しているバリアーヌが裏ネットワークのメッセンジャーサービスを頻繁に利用しているらしい。
Commander, the Varjägers who are pursuing you have been frequently enlisting the service of the underground broker network to relay information late.
メッセンジャーサービス。記憶が確かなら、あなたたち闇ブローカーのメッセンジャーサービスはかなり値が張る代物だったはずよ。
Relaying information? If I remember correctly, that kind of service is ridiculously costly.
なんたって極秘チャンネルを通じてメッセージを送るんだからね。それだけのことをこれっぽっちの手数料で賄えると思えばお得だろ。
Well, it does involve delivering information to the recipient directly through a top-secret channel. Considering the difficulty, it's pretty reasonable to charge a small fee, though.
ああ、そうだ。私の個人情報も絶賛販売中だよ。手数料はそうかからない。どうだい？ここは一つ。
Oh, speaking of which, my personal info is also for sale at a discounted fee. Interested, Commander? Remember how I said I'm not immune to pretty women? Pretty girls?
遠慮しておくわ。
Aw. No, thank you. To be fair, I'd rather the business and pleasure be separate bits. Granted, business customer and friend on the side, that's not totally unreasonable, but buying personal information is creepy. Though, granted, she could have been flirting? Maybe? Hard to say.
もったいない。バリアーグほどのお粗末な客が相手なら、闇ブローカーは必ずカモとしての記録を残すから、同業者として事情を聞き出すのはそう難しくないってのに。
And back to business. What a pity. Underground brokers who have had dealings with disreputable customers, such as the Varjägers, tend to keep records of such dealings. So I had a pretty easy time getting my hands on their intel.
それに比べて、受信する側は相当な手だれだよ。
Compared to that, the recipient of their intel is a lot more professional.
記録を削除。あるいは遷移？
They purged the records or redirected them?
後者さ。メッセージは何重にも暗号化され、特定のノードへと遷移する。それと同時に、もう一つの信号がそのノードに直接アクセスするって寸法さ。
The latter. The intel went through layers of encryption, then got redirected to a specific node, which was accessed by another signal at the same time.
その方法では痕跡が残るはずよ。あなたなら、それを足がかりにアクセスの元を割り出すぐらいのことはできるんじゃないの？
This method would leave behind a traceable hardpoint. Surely you're capable of tracing the signal using the hardpoint.
そこが驚きなのさ。
That's the most surprising thing.
一度に送られるメッセージは数にして10万。そしてこの10万ものメッセージ一つ一つが送り出されるたびに100万回以上の遷移を繰り返し、そこからさらに10万を超えるメッセージに分裂して受信者の元へと送られるんだ。追跡するどころか、ログを遡ることすら不可能だよ。
There were over 100,000 strings of data in this single transfer. These strings were redirected millions of times every time they were connected. Then they were split once more into 100,000 strings before being sent out. Data encryption of such magnitude is utterly untraceable. Yeah, that's that. Whatever hardpoint was receiving all that data. Pretty serious hardware, I think. 100,000 concurrent connections from the sound of it. It's a lot of data. Then to compile it before splitting it up again, that's that is someone pretty serious about their security.
追跡不可能？あなたでさえも？
Come on, Commander, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Untraceable, even for you?
車両を全部売っ払ってサーバーのひしめく地下基地でも購入すればできないこともないけどね。
I do know a little bit about computer security. I don't know if what Polodnitsa was describing is possible. The closest thing that resembles what she was talking about would be a distributed denial of service attack, where you do what the name says, you deny service, and you do that by overloading a piece of hardware with as many connections as you can. And you would do that over a series of machines and a series of connections. What Polodnitsa is describing is a little bit more sophisticated. Instead of the service being denied, it's being rerouted and then cast away, which it's a lot. I'm not entirely sure if it's actually technically possible. Well, we have graphics cards that do a lot of simultaneous processing, so maybe. But short answer, yes, I do know a little bit about computer security. I took one college class about it, maybe two. I don't quite remember. If I sold my entire convoy and bought a server that filled up a whole underground base, then I suppose it could be done. Which, just like I was saying, it takes some serious hardware to do what she was describing.
相手は一般人じゃない。こりゃまた厄介な敵に当たったようだね。
This is no ordinary adversary you're up against. It's been a while, hasn't it?
ポルドニッツァ、追加注文よ。
Polodnitsa, I'm adding to my order.
あ
あ?
自立砲台と TNT 爆弾を。砲台は GAT20mm のロングバレルで、予備弾薬は1000発。それから35巻の複座バネを4本用意して、爆弾は VDS 級。雷管とリモコン設備も追加で。数は後ほどメイリンから送るよう言っておくわ。
I need an automatic turret and TNT. For the turret, make that a GAT 20mm with an extended barrel, plus 1,000 rounds of ammunition, and throw in 4 additional 35 coil recoil springs. And throw in 4 additional 35 coil recoil springs while you're at it. The explosives have to be BDS grade. I'll need detonators and remote control equipment. Mei-Ling will send you the exact quantities later. So, GAT 20mm, GAT 20mm, GAT 20mm, makes me think of a rotary gun, for which 1,000 rounds is very little. I think I think even judging by rifle standards, 1,000 rounds is not a lot for a stationary gun unless it's not shooting very often. I believe that might be about 2 minutes of sustained fire. Maybe. I don't know exactly what kind of turret Commander is talking about, and I don't know the actual rate of fire for it, so not sure. Don't know what she's planning.
おっと、ビュリ団のロバには成り下がらないつもりだね、指揮官。配達先の座標も送ってくれると助かるよ、メイリンちゃん。
Yeah, that sounds about right. Vulcan cannon is being 1,000 rounds per minute, so a minute of sustained fire. This is very much a disposable turret from the sound of it, which is not how you want to treat equipment, I think, especially not in our current budget state. I keep looking at Polonitsa and looking at her scarf or her cloak, shawl thing. I keep thinking that she is wearing a bikini top, and I keep missing the fact that she does have, I guess, a camisole on, which she knows what she's doing. I think she knows what she's doing. Let's see. Oh? Not going to be Birdian's ass, are you, Commander? Send me the delivery coordinates as well, little Mei-Ling. Yep.
わかりました。あ、それと ECCM 装置のパーツもいるんでした。それか小型の ECCM 装置かな。
Okay. Also, we also need parts to build a signal jammer. Maybe a small one?
必要なくなったわ。後腐れのないよう敵をまとめて葬り去る。
That won't be necessary. We're going to eliminate the problem once and for all.
へえ、奴らを殲滅するためにこれを？
Okay, that's fair. So you're wiping them out?
他に選択肢はないようだから。
I don't seem to have a choice.
そうかい、そうかい。毎度あり、またよろしく頼むよ。
And thank you for shopping with us, Commander. You are welcome anytime.
メリー、この前持ち帰った物資コンテナはどこ？
Mei-Ling, where are the supplies we received last time?
ここです。
They're all here.
指揮官、物資を詰めたのはキャロリックよ。初めてだったのもあって重さしか確認してなかったの。ただ裏を返せば総重量は一致していることになるわ。
Good, Groza. Thank you for reminding us. Commander, it was Krolak who loaded the supplies. When she collected them, she only verified the weights, which matched up with the order list.
計812つ分と同じ重さ。ちょっとしたプレゼントとはよく言ったものね。
Something that weighs as much as 3 K812s. There's nothing little about this gift at all.
まだチェックしていないものを開けて。
Open up all the crates that you haven't inventoried. Okay,
この中は
let's take a look in. Commander, enemy attack. It's the Varjägers.
メリー、修理にはどれくらいかかる？
How much longer will the repairs take?
すでに8割は終えてます。全速力を維持するためには起動基地を一旦止めて電動設備とベクトルエンジンを調整しなくちゃなりません。K812 がすぐにでも届けば5時間ほどで完了します。
They are about 80% complete. In order to sustain driving at full speed, we'll have to stop the MBV at some point to recalibrate the drivetrain and vector engines. Once we have the K812s, the vehicle will be fully repaired in 5 hours.
修理を急いで。グローザ、正面衝突は避けて。全速力で敵の追撃を振り払うのよ。
Keep at it. The MBV will be driving at top speed. We'll try to shake off the enemies in pursuit as soon as possible. Don't fight them head-on, Groza.
目標は
Our destination?
目標
Destination?
W2069-0105。上海レアまで向かうわよ。
W20690105. We're entering the purification zone. In defiance of the garrison's request. After we leave the room, the lid of the supply crate that was just opened is pushed off quietly. There is a pause, sensing no other presence in the room. A dark shadow slowly pokes its head out. And I'm going to take a pause right here. Please take this time to grab a drink, grab a snack. I'm going to be doing the same. All right, I am back. Apparently slower than Alice, which is fine. Go again, Alice. Well, I've had my snack. I have refilled my drink. I hope you have too. All right. Section 2.2. It would help if I clicked not on OBS, but the actual game. I had a little bit of... I had a chicken thigh. Yeah, it was a chicken thigh. And I ended up just reheating my water. What about you? Did you grab anything nice to go with your coffee? Let's see. Section 2.2, Arrogance. The Great Wall Railway is just ahead of us, so let's proceed at full speed. Wait a minute. Those people are... Ooh, pizza. Ah. People were talking about it the other day and I craved it so badly. Maybe on Friday I'll have pizza. Maybe. Oh well. Mission objectives: achieve victory, lose no more than 2 units, win within 5 turns. Looks like we have familiar Varjäger enemies here. The Falad Type 1. And the Falasku. These are Varjäger snipers that were introduced in the near the end of Chapter 1. And the Svek Type 1, say. The Varjäger that discovered this machine happened to be a man of fine tastes, who has read The Good Soldier Svek. Svek has poor offensive power but is swift of foot. Rather fitting considering the moniker. Threat detection, basically melee range. Oh, melee physical damage. Swift sprinter, able to move long distances, unable to climb over cover or onto high ground. Unable to attack enemies from behind cover. Surveillance triggers an immediate attack when an enemy target tries to move within the specified area. You know, thought, Alice, what kind of pizza? I know my usual go-tos are like Lovers or some type of Supreme, the sort that has everything on it. I know nowadays I can only get plain pepperoni reliably. Pepperoni, sausage, olives, and mushrooms. Ooh, yeah. Good classic combo. Is it classic? Yeah. Pepperoni, good stuff. Vehicle. That's a huge vehicle. Charge, take them down. Commander, the situation on the battlefield is quite complex. We can use these pieces of cover to block the Varjägers. Alright, once Mei-Ling finishes the repairs, the Elmo can lose them at full speed. Until then, stop them from getting any closer and buy time for the Elmo. considering the story or the narrative opening to this mission, it would have been nice if instead of eliminate all enemies, it was survive X turns, and instead of win within 5 turns, it was some other objective. Alright. Note to self, do not immediately open fire on the oil barrel. Let's see. There aren't any good targets for Krolik. I do want Nemesis to be able to reach that barrel in a timely fashion. Also, something I'm noticing, this map that we're on, same map as the previous one, except we're facing it from a different angle, and we have a different arrangement of enemies. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies with 3 reinforcements coming. And the complex scenario is with these specs. They can't attack over cover. They can't go over cover, they can't attack past it. So, but the snipers and the Falads, they can vault over the concrete barriers, and the dolls can as well. But the specs, those are completely impassable. They can't even attack through. And that's what gives us pause. Okay, Phalastiu type 1 always attacks from behind cover. Of course it hurts. Crucial feedback from a hit teammate. Apparently these are funny guys. But also, this guy will not immediately attack from his position. He has to go into cover before he can attack. Let's see. So what I want Krolik to do is actually get this sniper out of the way. I think the Falad can still shoot her, but the Svex might not be able to. Now, how far can this one move? It can move to the same position, and it'll be able to attack if Krolik is in one of these two. Hello, Heating. The captions won't get your name right. But, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I hope that this is enjoyable just watching and not hearing me. Let's get Krolik up front, up close and personal with this sniper. Ow. Alright, Nemesis can't get the oil barrel from here, but maybe next turn she can move up and finish the job. Actually, I have her move up. Oh yeah, perfectly safe. If this were XCOM, I would not have put her right there. Right. Nemesis is going to move up. And she'll go ahead and get the oil barrel, which will get everyone in the back. That's a bummer. Yep, there we go. Rosa can run up, finish off the last enemy. There's my level up. Okay. Girls are slightly over level for where we're at. That's okay, though. Alright. Moving right ahead. Stage 2-3. Making okay. Recommended level 9. Okay, so we are on track. Diffraction. The storm has brought large numbers of elids with it. The choppy signal has left with the wind. Achieve victory, lose no more than 2 units, win within 5 turns. Yeah. Don't you know? We have a standard of excellence in this house, unfortunately. So, only one-shotting everything and taking next to no damage is, that's to be expected. That is on par. It is not actually excellent. Let's see, we have the Rushbat, the Chrismol, and the Thorn. The Thorn should be weak to... Oh. The Thorn is actually weak against any firearm, light, medium, and heavy, as well as the Fire Element and something else. Fire Element is covered by Krolik, and Groza and Nemesis obviously shoot. I don't know this last symbol on the Chrismol. Corrosion is the purple bubbles. That's Nemesis. And yes, Nemesis again. I wonder what the symbol for melee is. I wonder if it is that last symbol before the elemental damage. Commander, they're falling back. We've breached the safety perimeter. The railway garrison may attack us at any second.
基地を止めてメインライトを掲げて。グローザ、警戒態勢を維持し、後方からの攻撃に注意。敵の撤退を確認でき次第、起動基地に戻れ。
Full stop. Turn on the headlights. Rosa, stay on alert and watch out for attacks. Return to the MBV once you confirm that the enemy has retreated. Understood. Oop, did I skip a message? Nope. The Elmo decelerates. headlights shine towards the Great Wall Railway and start pulsing. After a few minutes, something seems to be happening on the train through the gray snowflakes dancing in the air. Gray snowflakes. Are we sure this isn't ash? Meanwhile, the MBV receives a comms request. Commander.
数形なる進駐軍準尉殿。こちらはブリーフ認定の賞金ハンターチーム。
Wow, such formal language. Esteemed warrant officer of the railway garrison, greetings from a bounty hunter registered with brief.
10km の距離を保て。そう申し上げたはずだが。
Maintain a 10-kilometer distance. I did say that, didn't I?
大変申し訳ありません、準尉殿。お力添え、誠に感謝いたします。
Apologies, warrant officer. Please accept my deepest gratitude. Not apologies, gratitude.
感謝ね。
Gratitude. Ha.
もちろんです。我々の侵入を許可いただき、さらにバリアーグより逃れる手助けまでしていただいたのですから。
Fantastic social, maneuvering, Commander. Indeed. Thank you for letting us through and helping us shake off the Varjägers.
相変わらずひどい演技だ。指揮官、久しぶりだな。
Alright, okay. It's another friend. Your acting is terrible, Commander. It's been a while. I don't actually recognize this man's face. Though to be fair, it's been 10 years since Girls Frontline 1, and it's been... I don't know how long it's been since I've actually played it. So, he may have appeared, he may not have. I don't know.
私だと知っていながら距離を取るよう命令するなんてね。からかうのもほどほどにして。てっきりここをすでに離れたものかと思ったわ。数形なるウラジーミル準尉。
You know, I actually don't recognize his name, so either he's further in the story than I ever got, or he's new. Which is entirely possible based around the fact that Commander has been acting as a bounty hunter for the intervening time. This may just be a new contact. You put up quite a show asking me to keep my distance even after seeing my transponder ID. I was honestly worried for a second that you'd actually left, my dear Warrant Officer Vladimir. To be fair, you can also play as a guy, and there are several important figures that are men. I think even in Nikkei, it's the same way. There are several key male characters. I don't believe that there are any male dolls. And to be fair, I do kind of agree that it should be a girls-only world with a name like Girls Frontline. But it may be that the target audience also included men, so they had to leave a little space for that. Now, that actually makes me wonder if there are any completely female cast gacha games. including non-playable cast. Maybe Azure Lane or Kantai Collection? But unfortunately, I don't know. See, yep, I finished that.
お前は運がいい。今まさにこのエリアから立ち去ろうとしていたところだ。先週移動命令を受けてね。これでやっとこのむさ苦しい場所を離れ、グリーンエリアに戻ることができるよ。
Well, you're in luck. As a matter of fact, I am going to leave soon. I received a transfer notice just last week. I can finally leave this godforsaken place and move to a green zone. And yes, most gachas do let you choose your gender. Fate Grand Order does. That was actually a plot point for one of the Halloween events. You appear as the opposite gender for some of the story, but I'm getting away from that. I know that Nikkei, you don't get to pick your gender. I believe you are explicitly male, that one, or at least you have a masculine figure art, and there is no gender option there. At least last time I played. Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact, all the Hoyoverse games, those let you choose your gender. What other games are there? I know. Can't think of any.
それはおめでたい。後を任せられる者が現れたってわけね。
Congratulations. So, you finally have decent subordinates who can take over for you? Who can take over from you after so many years?
かろうじてといったところか。バカには変わりないが、5年も経てばバカなりに成長もする。それよりも長いこと姿を見せていなかったが、その後は変わりないか。
They'll have to do. Garbage will always be garbage, but it's been 5 years. Surely they've improved. You, on the other hand, haven't changed at all, even after all this time.
見たでしょ？今の財務状況はこのオンボロ車と全く同じよ。エルモ号がバリア軍の餌食にならずに済んだのはあなたのおかげよ。
As you can see, my financial situation is pretty much like this beat-up MBV. Thanks to you, my Elmo finally lost its annoying tails.
今度は何をしてかしたんだ？バリアグなどお前の敵ではないはずだろう。
What kind of trouble have you gotten yourself into? The Varjägers shouldn't be a problem for you, no?
話せば長くなる。とにかくここでしばらくかくまってくれない？このオンボロ車と物資の量じゃ襲撃に耐えられそうにないわ。
It's a long story. Anyway, I'm glad I can lie low here for just a while. My poor MBV and dwindling supplies can't take much more.
まさかお前にこんな日が訪れようとは意外だな。だがこちらとしても偉大なるブリーフ認定の賞金ハンターにただでご滞在いただくわけにはいかん。
Never thought I'd see you in such a sorry state. What if I add more stuff to your plate, oh great bounty hunter registered with brief?
損得感情がお早いことで。
Damn, you're collecting your debt much sooner than I expected.
間が悪かったな。
You just came at the perfect time.
それで何をすれば？
What's the matter?
大したことではない。
Nothing too troublesome. Sure, nothing at all like Polodnitsa's trouble.
0105浄化エリアでの任務は完了した。現在、次なる浄化エリアに向けて路面舗装と線路の敷設を行っている。向こうの生き袋の処理は本来我々の管轄ではないが、救難信号を受理したとなれば話は変わってくる。
Purification has been completed here in Zone 0105, and the ground is being leveled so that new tracks can be laid for a new purification zone just ahead. Elite cleanup in that area shouldn't be any of our business right now, but then they sent a distress signal. I can't just ignore it, can I?
あなたの手下どもに行かせればいいだけの話でしょ？なぜそうしないの？
What about your competent subordinates? Why don't you send them over? Oh, Vladimir. Your subordinates are... They're unreliable, aren't they?
今日は雪だ。こんな天気じゃ、コーラプス放射線は増幅する。防護服は何の役にも立たない。外を見てみろ。誰も動きたがらない。
I mean, good for your subordinates, establishing boundaries, but also... fuck them a little bit. It's snowing today. In this kind of weather, collapse radiation levels skyrocket. The protective suits don't do jack. See? Nobody wants to go.
そちらの人形にとっては些細な仕事だが、あのバカどもを行かせたらどうなるか分かったものじゃない。曲がりなりにも奴らの上司として年末年始には必ず親元に返すという約束を保護にするわけにいかないからな。
Besides, your dolls don't die, whereas if I send my garbage subordinates out, who knows how many of them will return. In any case, I'm still their superior. I write to their parents at the end of every year. I promised I'd bring them home. You know, that's... Vladimir brings up one of the sort of plot points of the first game. Well, no. This isn't quite an idea that was in the first game, not as far as I remember it. But the dolls don't necessarily suffer from radiation, so they are the go-to personnel to send out into this area.
それは泣かせるわね。上司の鏡よ、あなたは。
Wow, what an outstanding officer. I'm moved to tears.
なるほど。新しい人形を引き取ったのか。相変わらず多趣味であらせられるようだな。
Not bad, Commander. Taking in another doll, eh? Your hobbies are as varied as always. Alright, who is the mystery doll that Polodnitsa shipped off to us?
皮肉は結構よ。この辺りの環境情報が欲しいの。
Stop making fun of me. Got any environmental data on this area?
環境情報
Environmental data?
あるにはあるが、この天候じゃ手下のバカどもは執務室にすら入ろうとしない。情報がどこにあるのか調べるのも一苦労だ。救難信号の発信地周辺に関してはすぐに詳細を渡せるが。
I do, but my garbage subordinates won't even hang around in the duty room in this weather. God knows where the data is stored. It might take a while to find it, but I do remember the environmental report sent along with the distress call.
報酬は？
What's the reward?
報酬 偉大なるブリーフ認定の賞金ハンター殿は我々のような貧困かつ底辺の頂上列車進駐軍がそんな大それたものをお出しできるとお考えで？
Reward? A bounty hunter registered with Brief actually thinks the so-called Great Wall Railway garrison, which is hovering just above the poverty line, has anything to offer as reward? Oh, militaries. Always. Anyway.
報酬がない？順位殿、お言葉だけど、餓死に瀕している旧友に向かってそれはさすがに思いやりに欠けるんじゃないかしら？
No reward? Warrant officer, we're starving to death here. Surely one shouldn't treat an old friend so discourteously.
さて、思いやりに欠けているのは一体どちらかな？おかげさまで頂上列車進駐軍が辺境に送られてからというもの、我々の待遇は下がるばかりだ。報酬を得られない。その結果を招いたのはお前自身じゃないのか？
I mean, the great bounty hunter registered with Brief isn't too courteous either. Thanks to you, we, the so-called Great Wall Railway garrison, have been treated like dirt since we were dispatched. You brought this upon yourself.
だが、物資、弾薬の類なら提供は可能だ。
Still, I could share some supplies with you. Ammo and the like.
軍用物資の審査はかなり厳しいと聞いていたけど。
I thought they kept a very close eye on the use of military supplies.
厳しい？
Close eye? With his garbage subordinates and staff hovering just above the poverty line?
この5年間、一度たりとも在庫状況について聞かれたことはない。残しておいたところで、我々には無用の長物だからな。
In these 5 years, not a single soul has asked me anything about our reserves. And even if we kept them, I doubt they'd ever come into use.
それもそうね。交渉成立よ。池袋の殲滅に向かうわ。
Fair enough. Alright, we have a deal. I'll go and clean up the elids there.
さすがは指揮官殿。頼りになるよ。
I knew I could count on you, Commander.
ただし、条件があるわ。
I have one more condition.
数形なる順位殿にぜひ思い出してほしいのだけど、地形が複雑で気候の変化に乏しく、池袋が頻繁に現れる。この3つの条件を満たす場所に心当たりはない？
Did the esteemed warrant officer take the time to carefully recall any locations that meet all 3 of the following conditions? Complex terrain, unvaried weather patterns, and teeming with elids?
あるかもしれないが、情報の保存経路は複雑でね。この依頼が終わる頃には思い出しているかもしれん。
Possibly, but retrieving the info is complicated business. I might recall it once you've completed the task.
コーラプス放射線が記憶に影響を及ぼすなんて聞いたこともないけど。
I didn't know collapse radiation could affect someone's memory.
さあ、どうだろうな。
Never know. You know, I'm not interested in men, but Vladimir, he's got charm.
ウラジーミルさん、変わりないのね。
should just be a US military contractor. We have infinite money. I think within the setting, that would be a position that Commander is in, which not quite. I think objectively, Vladimir has charm. And the interplay between him and Commander, I wouldn't ship it, but they have a rapport that I can appreciate. Mr. Vladimir doesn't seem to have changed at all.
相変わらず損得にうるさいわ。あいつには軍人よりも闇ブローカーの方がよっぽどお似合いよ。
Yeah, he's every bit the quibbler he was. He really shouldn't be a military officer. He would have made a brilliant underground broker. So, that right there is probably the charm point that I got. Some of that conversation was sort of reminiscent of how we dealt with Polodnitsa. Leon S. Kennedy. He's a fine catch. And yeah. There definitely is some... It does take some thought to figuring out what sort of men I appreciate. And to be fair, some people can talk me into appreciating appreciating.
依頼内容および周辺情報を取得したわ。
We have received the mission information and environmental data for the area.
行きましょう。獣医殿の記憶の旅が順調であることを祈って。
Let's be on our way then. I hope the warrant officer's trip down memory lane proves fruitful. Let's see. Still got time. Oh right, that was just the mission intro. Oh, these story sections. This is the place, right? Is it really deserted? Have the elites all set up shop in their turf? Humans and dolls are different. Even with protective suits, it's hard to guarantee safety in this sudden surge of collapse radiation. Let's finish what we started and clear out the remains here. Got it. Leave it to me. Gotta make sure my cursor is in the right window. So I definitely want to make sure that Krolik can get back there. Either Krolik or Groza with her ultimate. So, starting position is, let's see, it's 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7. So in theory, Krolik can be in the far corner, and she can take out this thorn right here.
隙間
Nemesis can move straight forward, right behind, and she can take out either the Rush Bat or the Chris Mole. Rosa also move up in a tight formation, and that should take care of this map. Alright, start with Krolik. I say, oh, okay. Oh, there we go. The only problem with this attack is that she would move back to her starting position. Nemesis is in range, so I don't know why she's not able to take that enemy out. Krolik can instead take out the Chris Mole, which not ideal for me. Ooh, the thorn is actually going to be a thorn in my side, it looks like. That is not good. That is entirely not ideal. Okay. It's wrong button. Since nothing will kill this enemy, I will just forward. Nemesis can take out Rush Bat. Rosa can take out Chris Mole, and we will deal with the and I can't even remember their names. Thorn. Alright, now that all we need to do now is clear the way for Krolik. Can take out the Chris Mole. Krolik can come over here and pull off her AoE. Woohoo. Okay, Groza, why are you specifically telling me? Groza, why is this tutorial coming up now? What is so important here that you need to guide me? Convergence. Ripples appear once again on the settling water. The consequences that change brings are hard to foretell.
指揮官、生袋の相当完了よ。
All elites have been exterminated, Commander.
獣医に連絡を。
Contact the warrant officer. I walk up to the projection screen.
終わったのか。指揮官殿の行動力には驚かされるよ。
Done already? Such astounding efficiency, Commander.
お互い様よ。物資は？
You flatter me. And the supplies?
すでに手配した。0105エリアの AE03 エレベーター入り口だ。
Already dispatched. They're at the elevator AE03, landing in zone 0105.
グローザ、エレベーターナンバーをキャロリックたちに送って。
Rosa, send the elevator number to Kroluk and the others.
了解。
それ
Got
で
it.
獣医殿の記憶の旅はいかがだったかしら？
So, how's your memory doing?
ポートベスト。コーラプスストームが年中吹き荒れるだけの単調な気候である他に、地形の複雑さと生き袋の数においても、そちらの期待を裏切らないはずだ。
Port Vest. Weather is boring there. Basically a never-ending collapse storm. The complexity in the terrain and the number of elids should also satisfy your requirements.
それはまた単調なことで。
That does sound boring.
それによる影響からか、このところ多くの生き袋が生息し始めているらしい。おまけにブージャムも目撃されてる。
That's probably the reason for the recent increase in the number of elids. Even a Boojum has appeared, I believe.
他には？
Any other locations?
以上だ。この辺りは現在新たな浄化エリアの建設に向け整地中だ。生き袋駆除のため地形が複雑な区域は大半が進駐軍によって封鎖されている。
No. As I said, they're currently leveling the ground in the region in preparation for the new purification zone. The garrison has sealed off most areas with complex terrain to clear up the elids. On the screen, Vladimir peers down at his data.
ポートベストの危険指数は非常に高く、近づこうとする者は稀だ。環境情報も長いこと更新されていないようだな。
The risk factor of Port Vest is extremely high. Barely anybody has been there lately, so the environmental data hasn't been updated in a while.
ポートベストの情報を頼むわ。
Get me the data on Port Vest, please.
正気か？
Have you gone barking mad?
ブージャムだぞ。私はお前を形勢を見極めることに長けた人物だと思っていたんだが。
I mentioned a Boojum, didn't I? I've always thought you were smart enough to pick your battles.
獣医殿からのサポートは？
Perhaps you could provide some sort of aid?
毎晩眠りに入る前にお前への祈りを捧げるとしよう。
I will pray for you every night before I go to bed. Fair enough, Vladimir.
なんて献身的かつ気前のいいサポートなんでしょう。助かるわ。
Thank you. That's very kind and generous of you.
聞いたわよ。ブージャムって何なの？
Oh, thank you, Kroluk, for being the exposition bait. I heard. What's a Boojum?
複数の生き袋からなる特殊な生き袋よ。発生する原因から条件、群れの状況に至るまでの全てが不明。現在観測された個体から推算するに脅威レベルは4以上。
A special amalgamation of multiple elids. The reason and condition for their formation are unknown. It's also unclear if they appear in groups. From the individual Boojums that have been observed thus far, their threat level is above level 4.
平たく言えば 今遭遇したら確実に全滅するレベルのモンスターってところね。
Simply, it's a kind of monster that'll send us to Kingdom Come if we ever run into one. Which means that the end of chapter boss will be a Bujum.
形の異なる鳥たち、翼を広げ旅に出る。
Birds of all shapes and colors spread their wings and take flight.
え、何？
Huh? What? Is Nemesis saying that we'll have to learn to deal with them eventually?
海岸より離れし木立、終わらぬ黎明、原初の終末。
A grove far from the shore, the lingering of dawn, the end of the primordial. I mean, it does sound in that vein.
は？
Well said, Krolik.
キャロリック、ネメシスはなんて？
What is Nemesis saying, Krolik?
生きてるけど死んでいて、動いてるけど動かないもの、そして突如超巨大化する。あんたまさかそれがブージャムだって言いたいの？
What do you mean alive, dead, moving, unmoving? Something that will suddenly grow large. Are you talking about Bujums?
ポートベストの情報を取得。
We have received information about Portfest. Hey, this is just a stock image of a map. Okay.
この地形は
This terrain,
確かにぴったりね。
it fits the bill perfectly indeed.
ぴったりって、ちょっと待ってよ。これから何をしようとしてるの？
Fits the... Hold on. What exactly are we going to do now? I guess is that we're going to rush in there, lead the Varjägers into the thick of things, and then run away.
箱は確かに問題だけど、バリャーグはそれ以上に厄介ね。
The box is certainly a big problem, but the Varjägers chasing us are also really bothersome.
メイリーに ECCM 装置を作らせればいい話じゃない。ターゲットを見失えば勝手に消えるでしょ？
Just get Mei Ling to build a jammer. They can't come after us without a target, no?
信号を遮断したところで一時的に追撃をしのげるだけ。指揮官は問題を根本的に解決するつもりよ。
Jamming the signal is only a temporary measure. The commander wishes to completely eliminate the Varjägers in pursuit.
クローザー、ほら。
Rosa, look.
ポートベストのこことここ、それにここ。
This topographical map of Port Vest. Here, here, and here.
リスクが大きすぎる。
This is rather risky.
増援を呼ばれるかもしれないし、たとえ生き袋を使って奴らの数を減らせたとしても、ブージャムが出てきては本末転倒だわ。
The Varjägers may call for reinforcements. With our current strength and armament, even if we can reduce their numbers by taking advantage of the Elids, our own survival isn't guaranteed when there's a distinct possibility of encountering a Bujum.
獣医の話が正しければ、ブージャムが出現する確率はゼロに等しいはずよ。もしかしたらブージャムは出現しない。もしくは出てこられない状態にあるのかもしれない。ネメシス？
But according to the warrant officer, this Bujum doesn't show itself very often. Perhaps it's not in a state that allows it to wander about? Nemesis?
急流をかすめる流行。暗闇が覆いかぶさる。
Light streaks across the sky. Darkness falls. Hearing no interpretation from Krolik, we all look look towards her in unison. Now there's an imagine spot for you.
何よ、こっち見ないでくれる？私にだってわからないんだから。
Aw, she's blushing. What's that supposed to mean? Don't look at me. I didn't understand a word of that either.
その反応を見るに芳しいニュースじゃなさそうね。ブージョムのリスクも考慮するとポートベストに長居することはできそうにないわ。バリア具を解決したらすぐに離れましょう。
It didn't sound like good news. Considering the risk of encountering the Bujum, we cannot stay long at Port Vast. We must withdraw as soon as we've taken care of the Varjägers.
指揮官、ドローンエレベーターの最終調整を除けば車体は全て修理完了です。
Commander, the drone elevator still needs some final testing, but the repairs are otherwise all done.
お疲れ様。自立砲台と爆薬は届いた？
Thanks for the hard work. Have we got the automatic turret and explosives?
はい、倉庫に置いてあります。
Yes, they're in the storeroom.
自立砲台を調整して今すぐ組み立てておいてもらえる？
Calibrate the turret and get it installed right now.
今ですか？
Does it have to be now?
なんとか頼むわ、メリー。
Just hang in there for a little longer, Mei Ling.
未登録の人形が出現。位置は ZP-0943。すぐ外よ。
なんですか？
Mei Ling, move out of the way.
出れ。
開けて。
動くな。
待って。いや、すみません。人がいたんですね。
Hello, stowaway.
どちら様？
Bolotnitsa's gift. You know, I have to wonder how Vladimir, called her out before she showed up. I assumed that she had somehow snuck up on the commander, during the call. But no, apparently now she's going to show up. The cutscene was absolutely a surprise, especially right in the middle of the narrative. Identify yourself.
はじめまして。これフェンって言います。だって普通の民生用人形ですよ。実はオルドニッツァから噂の指揮官さんとやら情報をどうにかゲットしてここまで来たんです。決して悪い人形なんかじゃありませんからご安心くださいね。
You know, if Vlad was collaborating with Polodnitsa, yeah, possibly. But she's only mentioning food, so probably not a plant. Maybe he had some. Either he was just joking with Commander, or he had more detection equipment to pinpoint her, but that would probably be a bit much. Nice to meet you. My name is Kolfne, an ordinary civilian doll. I came all this way from Polodnitsa to aid the legendary commander. I'm not with the bad guys.
騙されないわよ。指揮官、まずはこいつをばらしてポルドニッツァのやつに話を聞きましょう。話が確かなら元に戻すわ。
And we're supposed to take your word for it? Hey, Commander. Let's dismantle her and double check with Polodnitsa. We can put her back together once we've verified what she said.
そこまでする？ほら、武器一つないでしょ？助けに来たの本当なんです。そう緊張しないでくださいね。
Wow, is this really necessary? Look, I'm not even armed. I am really here to help. Cross my heart, so calm down. Through the door, the doll who identifies herself as Kulfne is still lying in a heap on the floor. She produces several bottles of liquor from behind herself. Well, she's clearly here to bribe Mei Ling. Rice wine?
変な液体に目がない可愛い女の子ってあなたのことですね。それじゃあこれ全部あなたにあげちゃいます。
So you're the cutie pie who loves her liquor. Polodnitsa mentioned you. Here, it's all for you.
本当ですか？人に奪われるだけだった私のコレクションを誰かに増やしてもらえる日が来るだなんて。
Really? My collection has only ever been plundered. I can't believe someone would actually help me to add to it. I did have the odd thought. You know what? That's right. She was listening while she was in the crate when we were first discussing with Mei Ling the missing parts. You know what would be funny? If Kulfne is offering Mei Ling the bottles that were taken from her collection. Bribed with the same bottles she already had.
ちょっとメイリー、泣かないでよ。
Mei Ling, please don't cry. Oh, right. I also had the funny thought of, can dolls get drunk? But then I remembered that my fave M16, she's at least associated with bottles of whiskey, so it's not impossible that dolls can get drunk, I think. Though, maybe alcohol fueled.
このお方は絶対にいい人に決まってます。
This Kulfne has to be a good person. That's right, she brought me rice wine.
その通り。ホルセンがやってきたのは完全に善意からなんですよ。とりあえず中でお話しさせてもらえませんか？
The writing here. Mixed with the cutscene. Apparently she's on the other side of the door that we already opened. Did we, like, push her out with a broom again? Or did we, make her crawl back at gunpoint? Just silly. That's right. I'm here with the purest of intentions. Why don't you let me in and we can talk?
入れてあげて。
Let her through.
指揮官怪しすぎるわ。
Commander, we don't know if she's friend or foe.
構わないわ。腹部に爆薬が詰まっていたところで、その素体の大きさじゃ私たちを瞬時に片付けることはできない。キャロリック、入れてあげて。
Doesn't matter. Even if she were stuffed full of explosives, she's so small the explosion wouldn't be enough to do us in. Frolik, let her through. Also, we outnumber her 3-1. in the doll department. Plus, I think dolls aren't quite as beefed up as Nikkei's, because the commander was shown in the cutscene to be aiming at the door as well. I would assume that means that her shots would not be totally ineffective.
Naruhodo. あなたがポルドニッツァの言っていたプレゼントってわけね。
So you are the little gift that Polonitsa mentioned.
わお、ポルドニッツァってはそんな風に言ってたんですね。はーい、その通り。ポルドニッツァが送った指揮官へのプレゼントでーす。
She's a little beat up, but she's cute. Wow, is that how Polonitsa introduced me? That's right. I am a gift from Polonitsa to you, Commander.
ポルドニッツァは決して損になる商売はしないわ。あなたを送ってきた目的は？
Polonitsa wouldn't sell her hen on a rainy day. What's her reason for sending you to me? So, the metaphor is, even at the worst of times, she wouldn't sell anything, she wouldn't sell an asset, even at the worst of times.
ポルドニッツァは指揮官が戦術人形を必要としてるって言ってました。で、コルフェンは常々戦術人形になりたいと思ってたんです。ね、ちょうどいいでしょ。
Polonitsa told me you're short on tactical dolls at the moment. It just so happens that I want to be modified into a tactical doll. This works out perfectly for both of us, don't you think? Okay, that calls back to how she mentioned that she's a civilian doll. Think so. We'll have to upgrade her before she's of proper use. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up being a handgun unit, or as they refer to them in this game, light ammunition. Though I don't know if that also covers submachine guns.
戦術人形になりたい。射撃管制コアを取り付けたいってこと？
Civilians with guns are good. LARPing like they're spec ops. Oh. There have been events where they've actually thrown police off track from suspects. Are good at LARPing. Okay. Civilians with guns are good at LARPing like they're spec ops. It really does depend on the civilian, I think. Some will be fine, some not so fine. It all depends. When you mix that in with ex-military or reserve, or military reserves, that might get messy very quickly. Modified into a tactical doll. You want to have a fire control core installed?
その通りです。ポルドニッツァから聞 聞きましたよ。指揮官が大量に
It's not.
取り付けていただけません？
That's right. Polodnitsa said you'd made a large purchase for those. Can't you spare one for me?
それはどうして？
Why?
どうして戦術人形になりたいかってことですか？
Why? Why do I wish to undergo modification?
ポルドニッツァに指揮官は人手が足りてないって聞いたんです。戦術人形に生まれ変わったら戦力として使ってください。なんなら整備の仕事もできますよ。指揮官を精一杯サポートいたします。
Polodnitsa told me you could really use an extra pair of hands. Once I'm refitted with a fire control core, I can help out in battles and ease the workload on your other dolls. I'll be of great help to you, Commander.
いいえ、そうではなくて、戦術人形になるだけならポルドニッツァの下でも可能よ。どうしてわざわざここに？
No, you could have become a T-doll under Polodnitsa's employment. Why come to me?
それはもちろんポルドニッツァが指揮官のお役に
That's obviously because of the lavish... have you taken a look around, Kolfne?
あなた、中央陸軍第6総合病院の医療サポート用人形ね。
You're a medical support doll at the Central Army 6th General Hospital?
え
Huh? Oh. Alright, there. Bot band! Unfortunately, I don't know how to operate my interface very well. Sorry, Alice. Oh well. Good excuse to learn, right? Oh. Well. Give me a minute. No, that wasn't Kolfne. That was, me over the line, though, I guess. I guess it's fitting for this frame. Error. Question does not compute.
左目の動向の識別コードは中央陸軍 EFR のものだわ。軌道736汚染防護班。いや、第11両語科学防護隊か。
Ooh, Commander has sharp eyes. The identification number on your left pupil is compiled by the Central Army Emergency First Response Unit, the 736th Anti-Contamination Regiment of the Railway Force. No. The 11th Medical and Chemical Regiment. Aww. I think it depends on the doll. To my memory, the standard dolls produced that we see here don't have full network capabilities. I know in Girls Frontline 1, they had, I think they were dummy frames. So they could network a little bit, but it would usually be to a small number of other doll frames. It wouldn't be a full communications suite. On the other hand, if they were the Sangvis Ferry, if they were produced by Sangvis Ferry, those had a much more robust networking system, to my memory. They were, in that case, the Sangvis Fairy dolls, those may have played Amber Alerts, depending on their design. Granted, the Sangvis Fairy dolls did go rogue, so they might not appear, and there might not be that sort of networking system for dolls anymore. Touching back on some of the lore that has been drip-fed on the loading screens, doll manufacturing regulations were tightened up, so they might not be networked at all. Or if they are networked, it's extremely limited. They might have to have a secondary communication device to interface with before they receive that sort of information. And I think for the usual dolls that we see, it would be a bit jarring if they were to suddenly stop and play an Amber Alert. It would be more appropriate, I think, if they were to just receive the information and then relay it to any humans in the area from there on their own initiative. Wow, as expected of the commander. You're as amazing as they say, and super observant to boot.
どこの医療班出身なの？私でよければ、本来の所属班まで送り届けてあげるわ。
Which medical team do you belong to? I can escort you back to your unit if necessary. I don't know about that. Are you gonna escort her back to a bunch of corpses? As I continue to question this doll named Kolfne relentlessly, the smile on her face stiffens a bit. I don't belong to a team anymore.
そうなの？数ヶ月前、第11防護隊が池袋討伐任務で全滅したと聞いたわ。あなたはその時の生き残りなんじゃないの？
Really? I remember the 11th Regiment got wiped out while helping the main force with an elitist extermination. Are you a surviving doll? Good old military background. I do not belong to a team anymore. You know, other option is that her superior officer ordered her to stay behind as a distraction, as a decoy, so that the humans could try to get away. If there is a mixed human and doll force. She stares at me, the smile slowly disappearing from her face. Realizing that she is getting emotional, she hurried drops her head before she loses her composure.
So?
I see.
もし汚染エリアでの行動が目的なら、医療用人形としてここに留まっても構わないわ。
If you need to travel within contamination zones, I'll allow you to stay on board my vehicle for now as a medical doll.
ポルドニッツァの話と違って指揮官ってば優しくて頭が回るじゃないですか。
You're not quite like how Polydnitsa described you. You're both kind and smart, Commander.
ポルドニッツァは一体私のことをなんて。
How did Polydnitsa describe me?
指揮官のこと完全に把握してましたよ。それじゃあ射撃管制コードの振り付けよろしくお願いしますね。
Was Polydnitsa... Was she lewd or was she mean? Which one is it? You do look very kind and smart. Then what about the fire control corps? You won't say no, will you?
医療用人形ってだけでもここに留まるには十分よ。戦術人形になりたいのは何か別の目的があるのね。
Medical doll. This identity alone is enough to earn you a place on the Yet you insist on being modified into a tactical doll. Do you have an ulterior motive? Okay, so touching back on her former team, does she want to be modified into a tactical doll for vengeance? And okay. Lewd was lewd.
目的もう指揮官ホルフェンは本当にお手伝いしたいだけなんですってば。特に汚染エリアではいきなり敵が襲ってきたりしますし、戦えた方がいいとは思いません？
Motive? Wow, Commander. I'm really just trying to help. After all, it's better if I can handle myself in a fight in a contamination zone, where we can come under attack at any minute. Don't you agree? She does have a point. With a small crew, having a versatile crew is very important. That way, we can cover multiple positions. Letting Kolfne be strictly a medical doll is maybe a little bit of over-specialization when we can't necessarily afford to specialize. I let out a sigh, then give Rosa, who is next to me, a light tap. Rosa nods and follows me over to the window away from the door.
どう思う？
What do you think?
相手はバリャーグよ。戦力が多いに越したことはないわ。
We're about to engage the Varjägers, Commander. Adding to our fighting strength could work to our advantage.
でも彼女である必要はないわ。
But it doesn't have to be her.
迷ってるのね。
You're considering her request.
確かに迷いはある。きっと彼女の身に何かあって今は流浪してるのよ。
I admit, she may have convinced me. She must have gone through something. Right now, she's just wandering aimlessly.
以前の私たちと同じように。
Like we once did. I leave the window and return to address Kolfne.
ポルドニッツァの推薦なら少なくとも敵ではないはずよ。
She comes with Polodnitsa's recommendation, so she isn't exactly suspicious.
もちろんですよ。コルフェンは指揮官のお役に立ちたいだけなんです。
Of course I'm not. Like I said, I just want to be of use to you, Like I said, I just want to be of use to you. You understand?
あの
Say,
どうしたの？
what's going on?
指揮官、たった今起動基地の修理を終えました。まだ自動放題の調整が残ってて、さらに素体にコアを取り付けるとなると徹夜になっちゃいます。
Oh, Mei Ling. I hope she's getting, like, overtime pay, perhaps even double overtime pay. Commander, I've just completed the repairs on the MBV, but the automatic turret still needs to be calibrated. If we add the tactical modification on top of that, I'll have to burn the midnight oil again.
メイリー、手持ちの仕事を終えたらまずは一休みしてきなさい。コルフェンの改造は目が覚めた後でいいから頼んだわよ。
Yeah, you're kind of right. Salary only, occasional bonus, mandatory overtime, as it goes. Ailing, get some rest once you're done with the turret. You can install the fire control core on Kolfne after you wake up. Thank you.
はい、わかりました。
That's no problem. Yay! Yay, there's time to sleep!
わお、ということは OK なんですね。ありがとうございます、指揮官。
You agree? Thanks, Commander.
お礼ならメイリンに。
It's Mei Ling who will be doing the work.
ありがとうございます。おかしな液体が好きな可愛い女性の方。あ、目の下にクマができてますよ。コルフェンがマッサージしてあげますね。
Thank you, cutie pie who loves strange liquid. You really should take care of those dark circles around your eyes. I'll give you a massage.
いきなり押し倒さないでください。
Stay away.
いつまでグズグズしてるつもりよ。戦える人形の数はもう十分なんでしょ？
That took way too long, but now we'll have enough dolls in a fight, yeah? Yeah, this is taking a long time. You got this right, Krolik. Calling out the writers. The writers calling out themselves.
正規順延軌道の上に集う。
Though, to be fair, I guess, I'm also reading this out loud. The stars travel along their trajectories, converging. We're building a nice new team, okay?
やけに嬉しそうじゃない？
You seem quite happy about this.
コルフェンの改造を終えたら1430にポートベストの環境情報の検証に向かうわ。ついでに新しいチームの戦い方を調整しておきましょう。
When Kolfne's modification is completed, set off at 1430 to verify the environmental report about Port Vest. Perform an exercise to build up some teamwork and coordination in combat while you're at it.
OK です。
No problem.
各自休んでいいわ。コルフェンは残って。
Everyone, go get some rest. Kolfne, you stay.
皆さん、ありがとうございます。また後で。
Thanks, everyone. Catch you later.
指揮官、
Commander. Commander, are you sure that you want to be alone with a doll? Because, you know, even an unarmed doll should be slightly over the, should be tuned to slightly higher than human specs. Ever so slightly. Yeah, you've got the gun and she doesn't, but are you sure? Are you sure this is smart? Rosa hasn't left along with the others. She stays where she is and peers at Kolfne. Right.
外にいるわ。
I'll be right outside. Good compromise. Kolfne.
何かご用ですか、指揮官。なんでも言うこと聞いちゃいますよ。
What are your orders, Commander? I'm all ears.
肩の力を抜いていいのよ。
You can stop that.
知ってるわ。この数ヶ月間、汚染エリアで暮らすのはさぞや大変だったでしょう。あなたがわざとらしく話す理由も私にはよくわかる。
I know life in contamination zones must have been very hard for you the last few months. I understand why you feel the need to talk in such an exaggerated manner.
私はあなたの要求を受け入れた。私や他人に取り入ろうとしなくても、あなたがここにいていいという点は変わらない。
But I have already agreed to your request. You can stay even if you drop the cajolery.
何か他に目的があるのね。
I know you do have an ulterior motive.
その目的を達成するにはここに残らなくてはならなかった。目的が何なのかは聞かないでおくわ。あなたが私のラインを越えずにいる限り、私は決してあなたに干渉しないと誓う。
You believe the prerequisite of achieving it is that you get to stay on the MBV. I will not ask about your motive. As long as you don't cross the line, I will not interfere with your activities.
ラインって何ですか？
And what line would that be?
レッドライン。
This is where I draw the line.
この車両に乗り合わせているメンバーは人間か人形かに関わらず、誰もが私の家族よ。たとえ目的が何であろうと、彼女たちを傷つけることは許されない。あなたがもし私の家族に危険を及ぼす存在だと分かれば、
As you might be able to tell, I have not been speeding up on my Japanese lessons. All the members on this vehicle, both humans and dolls, are my family. I don't care what you want to do, but you must not harm them. If your actions put my family in harm's way, I eye the doll who calls herself Kolfne.
あなたの素体、そしてあなたのメンタルはこの世から跡形もなく消えることになる。これは私たちの契約とも言えるもの。もしここに留まりたいのなら、それだけは守ってもらう。
Your body, along with your neural cloud, will be wiped off the face of the earth. You can think of this as a contract between us. If you want to stay, make sure you don't cross the line. Aku. You know, I don't actually know what that translates to, but I do catch it. I recognize when they say it. Ah. Good to know. Good to know. Or people saying anyways. Stop clicking OBS, click the game. After a brief moment of silence, Wolfney drops her over-the-top smile.
わかりました。
Alright.
表情が自然になったわね。
See? You look so much more natural already.
指令室左の階段から休憩スペースに上がれるわ。空いてる部屋はたくさんあるから好きなのを使ってくれて構わないわよ。
The dorm is just up the stairs to the left of the ops room. There are a lot of empty rooms. Take your pick.
この選択が間違いでないといいんだけど。
I sure hope I'm making the right choice this time. Huh. You know what? I may have to play through Girls Frontline 1 at some point. Because I don't know what Commander is referring to right here, necessarily. Oh no, did some super duper trouble show up? Yeah. She has cleaned up nicely. Golfney is joined. Although she often appears cheerful and enthusiastic, her face can sometimes take on a completely different, cold expression. Syringe in her hand. Is it meant to save lives, or take them? Commander, Golfney has joined the team. Let's help her get familiar with the Elmo. Okay. Just unlocked commissions, okay. More game! More game for my game! Supply missions. No, I don't want to. I don't want to make any purchases. I want to be free to play. Thank you very much. Golfney just joined. Remember to help her improve her combat effectiveness. Yes, doll enhancements. Right. Feed her combat reports. Leader, I already know how to improve. I heard the dormitory on the Elmo is amazing. Can you take me on a tour? Of course. Follow me. Every doll on the Elmo has their own dormitory, and yours is just up ahead. I want to check it out right now. Commander, come along too. We can enter now, right? Wow. So excited. Yes, Commander. Please, come in. Here, you can browse the doll's journals and memories, as well as interact with the dolls in various ways. Commander, don't forget to help me improve my combat effectiveness later. Good. Let's get that out of the way right now. She is a standard doll. I'm going to start with the calibrate. Yes, I do have. Wait a second. I did that wrong. Oh. No? Huh. Okay. I did not calibrate the gun that she's using. Oh, nope. My bad. I forgot that I only had 3. It's out of the way. Training. Yeah, 380. 380 is more a self-defense concealed carry caliber, I think. Or at least to my memory. If it were closer to World War II, World War I, it may have been somewhat effective. I don't know the caliber of the pistols that they used back then. Yeah, pocket guns. Great for concealment and concealed carry for open battle. A little on the anemic side. A lot on the anemic side. Though to be fair, all of the handgun units are supposed to be more support-based. Let's see. We are hitting the 3-hour mark, so I think I'm going... Oop. I am once again clicking on OBS and not the game. I think I will be calling stream right here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, body armor will stop. We'll probably stop all your handgun ammunition. The only time it would be effective is just plain fabric uniforms, and even then, I remember layered silk shirts were used as body armor at one point. But anyway, I am going to call stream here, and let's see if I remember to raid out this time. Raid browser? Sure, let's try that. I could send you... You know what? No. You're right. It is in fact time to raid Kai. Yep. Here we go. Time to invade Kai and say hi. Alright. See you over there. Thanks for dropping by. Bye!